Welcome to The Lantern's Tale. Tonight's story is true, every word drawn from real events. Listen closely as we revisit one of Finland's most chilling, unsolved mysteries. In the summer of 1960, four teenagers set out for a night of camping on the peaceful shores of Lake Bodom, a place where the forests stand silent and the water lies dark as polished obsidian. It was a place of beauty, calm, hidden from the world. A place that should have been safe. Their names were Mila, Anja, Seppo, and Niels. Two young couples seeking to escape the watchful eyes of their parents and spend a night under the stars. They set up their tent near the water's edge, close enough to hear the gentle lap of the waves. As darkness fell, they lit a small fire and shared laughter and whispered secrets that only youth can know. But that night, the forest was watching, and it would not remain silent. In the early hours of June 5th, as the world lay sleeping, someone crept through the darkness. The killer did not break into the tent. He did not shout or demand. Instead, he struck from the outside, stabbing through the canvas, the blade flashing in the moonlight. Again and again, he drove the knife down. When the knife grew tired, he used a blunt instrument to finish the horror he had begun. Mila, Anja, and Seppo never woke again. Only Niels survived. He was found the next morning, dazed and bloodied, lying outside the torn tent. His jaw was broken, his face bruised and cut. He had been left for dead. When police arrived, they found a scene from a nightmare. Blood soaked the ground. The tent was shredded like paper, its bright canvas a grim shroud for the 3 lives it had failed to protect. The killer left no footprints, no weapon, no trace, only the raw silence of the forest and the endless questions that would follow. Niels, the sole survivor, spoke of a shadowy figure with eyes that glowed red in the night. But his words were fragments, images that flickered like dying embers. Some believed him. Others thought the trauma had twisted his memory, leaving him with nothing but ghosts. Over the decades, suspicion turned on many. A local man with a history of violence, a drifter passing through the forest. In 2004, more than 4 decades later, suspicion fell on Niels himself. Authorities claimed his injuries were self-inflicted, that he had turned on his friends in a moment of madness. He was arrested, tried, and in 2005, acquitted. The evidence was never enough. The truth remained hidden, locked away in the shadows of Lake Bodom. In the years since, the lake has grown quiet again. Families picnic by the water, fishermen cast their lines into the still depths. But on moonlit nights, some say the air still carries the echo of that night's violence. They claim to hear voices on the wind, screams that rise from the water, the final cries of those lost souls. The forest, too, is not silent. Campers have reported hearing footsteps in the underbrush when no one is there, or seeing fleeting shapes in the trees. Some refuse to go near the water's edge after dark, afraid of what they might find staring back at them from the black mirror of the lake. The murders of Lake Bodom remain one of Finland's greatest mysteries, unsolved, unforgotten. It is a story of youth cut down, of laughter turned to terror, and of a killer who walked away into the night. If you ever find yourself by the shores of Lake Bodom, listen to the stillness. Watch the moonlight flicker on the water's surface. And remember, there are some truths the darkness will never give up. Thank you for listening to The Lantern's Tale. If you enjoyed this true story, join us next time, if you dare.